Well, hello, everybody. We are here with a very important bill that's part of Colorado for All, and we're joined by Nadine Bridges from One Colorado. And is that Will? Are you Ali or Will?
Michael.
Michael? Okay. My paper says you're Ali or Will, but Michael, what's your last name?
Cruz.
We're joined by Michael Cruz and Nadine Bridges. Are you from One Colorado also?
Yes.
Terrific. Who are doing a great job. They are supportive of the LGBTQ plus community. Just yesterday, they partnered with the center to do a vaccination clinic at the center on East Colfax, and I got to visit. It was going very well. What this bill does, and I want to thank Representative Danae Escar, the House Majority Leader, as well as Senator Dominic Moreno, the chair of the Joint Budget Committee, to sponsor the Gender Identity Expression Anti-Discrimination Bill. This amends the definition of sexual orientation and adds definitions of the terms gender expression and gender identity to Colorado law. It adds the newly defined term gender expression and gender identity to the current sections of law that prohibit discriminatory practices. So Colorado passed what we call a fully inclusive employment non-discrimination bill about a decade, 12, 14 years ago now. And what that meant is people are protected from employment discrimination, sexual orientation, or gender identity. This puts some meat on the bones and kind of updates gender expression and gender identity with the definitions in the law, and make sure that residential properties and private clubs can't claim tax deductions if they discriminate against protected classes. It's a very important acknowledgement of civil rights in Colorado statute. And if we're going to really truly believe in a Colorado for all, we need to make sure that there's a place for everybody in our great state. And that means regardless of your race or your gender or your religion or your gender expression or gender identity. So now look, I know that passing a law and signing a law doesn't solve the problem of discrimination, but it does help ensure that those impacted have the law on their side, which is a powerful ally. And I'm proud to sign this bill and thank the sponsors, Representative Escar and Senator Moreno, for bringing it forward. It's officially the law of Colorado. Congratulations, Nadine, Michael, congratulations to both of you. Thanks for your work on this really important bill. The next bill is the criminal marijuana offense bill, Representative Valdez and Senator Gonzalez. Good, thank you. This is a very exciting bill as well in the vein of criminal justice reform because for far too long, the consequences for people who had a personal amount of cannabis before it had been legalized still has a long shadow on them. So for doing something that is fully legal today, they might have something on their record, and of course that's disproportionately people of color, that might get in the way of them getting loans or leases or licenses or jobs or mortgages or many other things. And so last session, thanks to the hard work of the legislature, I was able to sign a bill that allowed for mass pardons for individuals who had convictions for possessions of up to 2 ounces. 3 months later, we did a pardon for 2,732 people, but possession of 1 to 2 ounces was still illegal, and so we always wanted to conform who was pardoned in the past with what is legal today. And so with this bill, the General Assembly, which they're doing in this bill, raises the possession limit to 2 ounces. Now we will be able to look at using that pardon authority, which we plan to do, as soon as it's drawn up in the next month or two, and we'll invite you to when we're able to do that. But thank you for doing that. I'm so excited that Colorado Bureau of Investigation worked on this bill, Department of Public Safety, our great legislative sponsors, Senator Gonzalez and Representative Valdez, and there's a lot of thoughtful follow-up on last year's bill, and really taking the great next step with this important effort. And I'll turn it over to Representative Valdez.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. This is a great bill. Like the governor said, we believe it's going to help folks that have these convictions move on with their life, have an equal opportunity to compete in housing and other important things And it's just another step in Colorado's move towards reforms that make life better for people. So thank you for signing the bill today.
Senator?
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Representative, to my partner here at the legislature. About this time a year ago, we all stood over at a dispensary in the north side and celebrated the work that we did last year to really end some of the prohibitions that still existed in statute, given the prior drug war that existed here in Colorado and across the country. And at that press conference, when you celebrated the ability to now go forward and pardon people who had those lower possession convictions on their records, we stood in front of Simply Pure Dispensary and said, and we'll come back and we will continue this work in order to ensure that we are respecting the will of the Colorado voters when they passed Amendment 64. And here we are today, right? And so it's a great day. I'm stoked to be here along so many people who have worked to make this bill, House Bill 1090, a reality. And I'm excited to see it signed into law today.
Well, let's make it official. Here we go. It's official. Here's a signing pen for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And in about 2 months, we'll invite you to the follow-up when we're ready with that. The next bill, HB 21105, if we have Representative Roberts, Representative Tipper, Senator Cook, Senator Rodriguez, as well as Arnold Hahnemann and Christopher Garner Wood. Under current law, it's criminal extortion to threaten to report somebody's immigration status. This bill adds to that version of criminal extortion a prohibition against threatening to report a person's immigration status to law enforcement to try to induce that person to do something. And we've taken a number of steps to make sure that our newest Americans, our immigrants, are part of our Colorado for All, including expanding locations for driver's licenses, creating an Office of New Americans. This bill provides further protection and makes sure that our newest arrivals are not taken advantage of by criminals. I want to thank the sponsors, Representative Roberts and Tipper, Senators Cook and Rodriguez, for bringing forward this bill, and I'll turn it over to Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Governor, and thanks to everybody for your work on this bill. This is really important because we heard from judicial districts all across the state, particularly the Boulder DA's office, which brought this idea to us, about criminal defendants using somebody's immigration status to extort them and prevent them from reporting crimes. And that's not good for public safety. If you value public safety, you should believe that a victim is a victim no matter their immigration status. And I'm really proud of the bipartisan support we got on this bill, unanimous through the House and bipartisan support in the Senate. This is a really important step in our law to protecting victims, and I just want to thank all the DA's Council, the Boulder DA's office, and everybody who worked on this bill. This is a good step forward for Colorado.
Thank you, and we will now make it official, the law of Colorado. It's officially the law of Colorado. Congratulations.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Good to see you again.